Welcome back. The coal industry telling the EPA to mind its own business. The administration today announcing plans to cut emissions at hundreds of coal-fired power plants, making it tougher and more expensive to get the black stuff out of the ground. So the White House making it nearly impossible to drill for oil off of our own shores. And now it's making it harder to use coal, something we have more of than anyone. And William Yeatman from the Competitive Enterprise Institute says, Washington's green agenda is really a jobs and an economy killer. So make your case. I mean, aren't we the Saudi Arabia of coal?
Well, by some estimates, indeed we are. That is, if we're allowed to get to it. What we've got today, the EPA announced the latest salvo in the war on coal. If you'll remember, then candidate Barack Obama told the San Francisco Chronicle editorial board in 2008 that he would, quote, bankrupt the coal industry in America. And today is just the latest evidence that he's following through on his promise.
Why did the president say he would want to bankrupt the coal industry?
Well, a very important component of his base is that of the environmentalist movement. So I really think he's placating what is an important block for him, for whom coal is an evil, for whom it's quote-unquote dirty, for whom they're unwilling to look past the fact that it's an affordable, reliable source of energy, of which we've got an abundance.
Even though, the electric cars that the administration favors will be powered by coal, the electrical plants are powered by coal. But, sir, here's the issue. If we did not have this debt ceiling fight, the big headlines that would be splashed all over the newspapers, to my mind, would be the fight between the International Energy Agency and OPEC over getting more oil out of OPEC. OPEC saying get lost, and then oil prices spiked by, nearly to 2008 levels. And now you have, a real jobs issue in this country. You have an energy plan here in the United States that's basically, equated to let's draw it down from the SPR and not use our own energy resources to create also jobs in this country. Is that how you see it?
Well, that's exactly how I see it. Remember, this is one of many. This interstate transport rule comes in addition to utility MACT, regional haze, more stringent ozone standards. They're also using the Clean Water Act to affect once-through cooling to make that more expensive. Indeed, they're using the Clean Water Act to crack down on surface coal mining in Appalachia to protect an insect that lives for a day. And there are economic effects.
Let me just stop you there, because some people in this country would say, yeah, we want clean water. We don't like what's going on with fracking. We want to have, smog-free cities. I get that. I understand that. But the issue is, again and again, I mean, what are the decisions being made behind closed doors to our energy industry stateside here in the United States when, big oil is run by countries, countries own these, these companies overseas, and our energy companies are tiny compared to what is owned by countries overseas, no?
Oh, indeed. I will note, of course, we all want clean air. We all want clean water. But when you look at the justifications for many of these regulations, it has nothing to do with neither clean air nor clean water. I just mentioned how they're cracking down an entire industry, surface coal mining in Appalachia, to protect an insect that lives for a day. A proposed utility MACT. It's one of the most expensive regulations of all time. Its primary justification is to protect America's supposed population of pregnant subsistence fisherwomen. So it's not necessarily a matter of clean air, clean water. It's a matter of following through on an agenda, on a political promise made during the campaign season to placate his environmentalist base.
You make a good point here, because a lot of people say, all right, we want clean air, we want a pollution-free city, we get that. But sometimes, you are probably mindful of this, is that it's sort of like the saying, a conclusion is where the mind comes to rest. And what you're pointing out is what actually goes on behind closed doors down in Washington, D.C. to implement these policies that can be really kind of absurd, right?
Oh, indeed. Very much absurd. That's a good word to describe the situation. Yes, you're exactly right. There's a political end in mind. And by whatever means necessary appears to be this administration's motto, certainly when it pertains to its war on coal.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. All right, next.